When her joke revealed the truth, I knew my marriage was over. The housewarming that broke everything. It was a mild Saturday in late spring when everything began to unravel, though I wouldn't realize it until much later. We just moved into our first real home together. A modest two-story with creaky floors, a tiny backyard, and an overambitious vegetable garden. For us, it was more than a house, it was the symbol of finally making it, of stability. My wife, Claire, was in her element that day, orchestrating our housewarming party down to the last rosemary sprig in the cocktail garnish. I played the easygoing host, flipping burgers in an apron that said King of the Grill, while trying not to burn the chicken. We invited a mix of people. Colleagues from her firm, a couple of my co-workers, some neighbors we barely knew. The sun dipped low, string lights flickered to life, and laughter floated over the yard like music. Claire, in a flowing red sundress, drifted through the evening like a flame. Her laughter turned heads. Her charm kept people in orbit. She brushed my arm at one point, a casual touch, but something about it felt robotic. Like it was part of a routine she'd practiced. Pushed the thought down. Then her friend Melissa pulled out a deck of cards and suggested we play Truth or Drink, that harmless game you play at college parties. But here we were, adults, tipsy, barefoot on the lawn, acting like consequences didn't exist. The questions started tame. Then came that one. What's something your partner doesn't know about you? Claire didn't flinch. She looked straight at me just for a second and then turned to the group. Let's just say, she said, swirling her wine, if Jacob ever scrolls through my messages from 6 months ago, he might be surprised. Awkward laughter bubbled up around us. Nervous titters. Someone coughed. Then Claire added, relax, he forgave me. Right, babe. Nudging Melissa like they were sharing some inside joke. But it wasn't a joke to me. Interesting, I said, trying to keep my voice even. That true, Claire? Her smile dimmed just a touch. Come on, it was a joke. Seriously, Jacob. But I wasn't laughing. Because the name Darren Fulton suddenly came crashing back into my mind. Her co-worker from months ago, the one she used to mention a lot, then not at all. I remembered the night I saw his name pop up on her phone. Darren F. She turned the screen over and mumbled, just work. That was the last time I heard his name. Until now. The game carried on. But for me, the party had ended. I watched her sipping wine, smiling like nothing happened, and all I felt was distance, yawning cold distance between us. The morning after. The next morning, I stood in the kitchen with black coffee, staring out at the yard. Plastic cups dotted the grass like aftershocks. Chairs tipped over. A balloon still clung to the fence, swaying slightly. Claire shuffled in barefoot, wearing one of my old t-shirts. Last night got a little wild, huh? She said, rubbing her eyes. I didn't respond. She opened the fridge, poured juice, then looked up at me. What? Do you remember what you said during the game? Yes. She groaned. Jacob, come on. It was a dumb party joke. Then say it to me now. Sober. She leaned against the counter, arms crossed. You're seriously going to blow this up over some stupid wine-fueled nonsense? Was it nonsense? Yes. Long pause. It was just a moment. I was trying to be funny. You're reading too much into it. Darren Fulton. The name froze her. I haven't heard you say his name in months. You used to talk about him all the time. Then nothing. She looked down. We were just co-workers. He was going through a divorce. Talk. That's all. You used to bring your phone to the couch. Then suddenly you didn't. You started coming home early. Stopped mentioning his name entirely. Her voice rose slightly. So now I'm guilty because your memory's too sharp. I stepped closer. Look at me. Tell me nothing happened. She inhaled. Emotionally. Maybe I let it get too close. But it never got physical. I stared at her. You didn't cross a line, Claire. You erased it. That night, I slept in the guest room. She didn't come looking. Choice. The next few days were quiet. Uncomfortably so. She tried to patch things up. Coffee in the morning. sitting beside me during movies, acting like we could just reset. Then came the night she knocked on the guest room door. "Can we start over?" she asked softly. I didn't even look up from my book. "No." She stood in silence for a few seconds. "So that's it. One joke and you're throwing everything away." Closed the book. "No. I'm done throwing myself away." Her temper flared. "You're punishing me for something that never even happened." "No," I said calmly. "I'm finally accepting the truth I've ignored." She didn't follow me again after that. By the weekend I had a new apartment lined up. Just a one-bedroom. Nothing fancy. But it would be mine. When I told her, she stared blankly. "This is insane. We're ending a marriage because of one comment." I looked her in the eyes. "You lied. You joked about betrayal like it was entertainment. You mocked our marriage in front of strangers and hoped I wouldn't ask questions." She stayed silent. "I already put the deposit down. This isn't a fight. It's a decision." Her voice cracked. "You're leaving me, over nothing." "No," I said. "I'm leaving because I believed you when you said it was nothing. And I'm done betraying my own instincts." The message. 2 weeks later my phone rang past midnight. Claire's name on the screen. I didn't answer. Then came the voicemail. Her voice was wrecked, tired, full of truth. "Jacob, I lied. I didn't mean to that night." Panic. I didn't know how to say it. But it wasn't just emotional. I slept with Darren. I hated myself after. Buried it. Thought if I never told you, it would fade. 3 minutes of unraveling. Guilt. Tears. Begging. I listened in silence. I wasn't surprised. I had known. Maybe not consciously, but somewhere deep, I had always known. I listened again. Just once more. Then deleted it. The final goodbye. We met for coffee on 8th Street. She looked thinner. Worn. As if the truth had hollowed her out. "Thank you for coming," she said. I sat down silent. She tried to explain. "That night I made it a joke because I was terrified of saying it plainly." He nodded. "You hid the truth behind a laugh. Because honesty scared you." She flinched. "I've been going to therapy," she said. "Trying to understand why I let something so sacred fall apart." "I'm not here to rebuild," I told her. "Only to close the chapter." She nodded, barely holding back tears. "I fought for us for a long time," I said. "But when you joked about infidelity, that wasn't what ended us. It was just the moment I stopped lying to myself." Understood. "Take care, Claire." I walked away, feeling no need to look back. The Ridge. My new place is quiet. Leaky faucet, view of a parking lot, but it's peaceful. It's mine. Sometimes I still think about her. Not the real version, but the version I thought existed. The illusion. The divorce went through without fireworks. Just paperwork and silence. Months later, I took a solo trip north. Stayed in a cabin, hiked a ridge one chilly morning. Looking down at the valley below, wind sharp in my ears, I had one clear thought. I didn't lose a marriage that night. I stopped losing myself. And I kept walking.